Welcome back to day 2 of the Flatlay Styling Challenge. Today we're going to be doing a organic flat lay, which basically just means that not everything is perfectly straight or in a line. I love doing organic flat lays for a few reasons. First of all, it can really incorporate a great sense of movement into your photography and into the flat lay. It's also a really great way to show off a number of pieces. So if you have a stationery suite that has a gorgeous envelope liner, detail card, RSVP, maybe a few other cards as well, escort cards, things like that, and you want to show them all off in one image, an organic style is a really great way to go. So grab your styling map, some props, and a beautiful suite, and let's get into it. All right, I have a beautiful suite here from one of my favorite stationers, Appleberry Atelier. And when you're styling in an organic fashion, it's really important to think about the hierarchy of your pieces. So what are the things that you really want to draw attention to, and what are some of the things that maybe aren't as important and don't need to be highlighted? A key prop that you're going to need when you're doing an organic style flat lay are acrylic blocks, or some sort of little spool, something to give the certain pieces height, because we are going to be stacking things up here and we're going to need to be able to layer underneath. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take this envelope liner, I'm going to put it a little bit kind of off to the edge here like this on a nice little angle. And then, like I mentioned, you really want to make sure that you are paying the most attention to the things that are most important in the suite. And most of the time, that is going to be your invitation. So I'll start layering in my acrylic blocks. I'm going to want this to be the highest, so I'm going to take a few and kind of layer it up. That'll give me the most flexibility. Usually I'll leave the invitation pretty square, but and what I mean by that is straight lines going up and down, but we'll see as we kind of move through. And then you just simply start layering in your complementary pieces and see where it goes. Got this gorgeous hand-painted wrap. So I think what I'm going to do is have the assembled version with the ribbon underneath so that we still get a hint without it being overpowering. Okay, so maybe that will go here. I don't love covering up any part of the main focus, so I'm going to move even this little ribbon underneath. Again, layering, filling in any gaps that seem a little bit awkward. An important thing to keep in mind is you don't want too many things that are at a similar angle when you're doing an organic style. It starts to get confusing. The other thing is making sure that you're still able to see the important pieces of this invitation. So I don't like that this is pointing this way and this direction card is pointing this way, so I'm gonna just maybe change the angle on this a little, make that a little more dramatic, and then change the angle on this so that these two pieces aren't on the same angle. I always start with the paper product first while I'm styling because that is the most important piece. I want to make sure that that stays the focus. And then next we can start layering in our florals. When you're doing an organic style, it's really nice to be able to put things kind of popping out, peeking through, and really accentuating the fact that this is, just sort of emerging and growing right from the center of your scene. Again, being careful not to cover up the beautiful stationery. I feel like this pink flower might be a little overwhelming, so we're gonna make a change here. Try some of this flamingo flower. And keeping in mind, keeping the whole image balanced while you're going, I am going to raise this RSVP up a little bit. Give us a nice sense of space. And if you have a little dish, I always recommend filling it. Otherwise it can feel a little bit out of place. Make any adjustments that you need. Clean up your space before you take your photo. Always want a clean space to work with. And there you have it, a really beautiful, organically styled stationery flat lay. Now, when trying to do this on your own, I highly recommend getting all of your props out before you begin so that you can see the color palette that you're working with, and take your time. Styling doesn't come quickly or easily. The longer and more that you practice, the better you'll get. Remember to post your organic stationery flat lay today with the hashtag Flatlay Styling Challenge so that I can see what you've created and cheer you on. Thanks so much, and I'll see you tomorrow when we style some shoes.